Have you ever wondered who was the first person to circumnavigate the globe? The answer to that question is a bit more complex than you might think, and it begins with a man named Ferdinand Magellan. Born into a noble family in the small yet vibrant kingdom of Portugal, Magellan's life was marked by a deep-seated passion for exploration and discovery. From an early age, Magellan was captivated by the tales of explorers, the majestic vessels that sailed the high seas, and the allure of undiscovered lands. His upbringing in a country known for its seafaring prowess only fueled this passion. As he grew, Magellan's ambitions crystallized. He was not content with merely hearing or reading about new lands. He wanted to discover them himself. As a young man, Magellan found himself in the service of the Portuguese king. Here, he honed his skills as a navigator and learned the art of diplomacy. He was a loyal servant, dedicating his life to the expansion of Portuguese influence across the globe. Yet despite his dedication and service, Magellan's ambitions were not fully recognized in his homeland. A sense of disillusionment began to creep in. But as we know, the flame of exploration cannot be easily extinguished. Disappointment only fueled Magellan's desire to explore uncharted territories. It was this unquenchable thirst for discovery that led him down a path few could have predicted. In a surprising move, Magellan decided to switch his allegiance from Portugal to its rival Spain. But why would a loyal servant to Portugal decide to change allegiance to Spain, you might ask? The answer to that question is a tale in itself, a tale of ambition, disappointment, and unending curiosity. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another scene. As we delve deeper into the enigma that is Ferdinand Magellan, we'll uncover the fascinating journey of a man whose name is forever etched in the annals of exploration. Magellan's move to Spain wasn't a simple decision. It was a calculated move driven by his unyielding desire to explore. Ferdinand Magellan, born in Portugal, was a man of the sea with dreams bigger than the expansive ocean he longed to traverse. He had served his native Portugal with distinction, yet he found himself at odds with the Portuguese king. The king, unimpressed with his proposals and disinterested in his ambitions, cast a shadow of disappointment over Magellan. Our explorer was a man of perseverance, though, and a rejection was not enough to deter him from his passion. The year was 1519 when Magellan, fueled by his relentless spirit, made a decision that would alter the course of his life, and indeed change the world. He turned his back on Portugal, his homeland, and set his sights on Spain. The Spanish kingdom, a rising power on the global stage, was eager to surpass Portugal in the race for exploration and trade. Magellan saw an opportunity here, a chance to achieve his dreams and satiate his thirst for exploration. He proposed to the Spanish king a daring plan to find a western route to the Spice Islands, bypassing the well-trodden eastern route controlled by Portugal. The king was intrigued. The allure of spices, precious commodities of the time, and the prospect of establishing a new trade route was too enticing to ignore. He agreed to support Magellan's expedition and thus began a new chapter in the life of our intrepid explorer. Magellan's shift to Spain was more than just a change of geography. It was a pivotal moment in his life. It marked the start of his most daring adventure, an ambitious expedition that would take him to uncharted territories. And so, with a fleet of 5 ships, Magellan embarked on a journey that would etch his name in the annals of history. The journey was fraught with danger, but Magellan was a man who thrived in adversity. His voyage was not one of leisure, but rather a perilous quest into the unknown, filled with uncertainty and peril at every turn. Setting sail from Spain in the early 16th century, Magellan led an expedition of 5 ships, named Trinidad, San Antonio, Concepcion, Victoria, and Santiago. The fleet, carrying a crew of about 270 men, embarked on what would become one of history's most notable voyages. As the journey progressed, the trials they faced were immense. The sea was a formidable adversary, with its unpredictable storms and treacherous waves. The crew, unaccustomed to such long voyages, succumbed to a myriad of diseases, and their food supplies dwindled. But the challenges were not only from the sea. Dissent brewed within the ranks of his crew. The harsh conditions, coupled with the uncertainty of their voyage, led to an uprising. Some of his crew members, led by captains of the other ships, mutinied against Magellan, challenging his leadership. However, Magellan was not a man to be easily overthrown. He was a leader, both by title and by nature. His strong will and determination were his guiding light in the face of adversity. He quelled the mutiny, asserting his authority and proving to his men that he was a leader worth following. Magellan's resolve was unshakable. He was a man of vision, a man who saw beyond the horizon. His dream was not just to find a new route to the Spice Islands, but to push the boundaries of what was known and understood about the world. He was driven by an insatiable curiosity, a burning desire to explore the uncharted territories of the globe. His journey was not just a physical voyage across the seas, but a journey into the unknown, a quest for knowledge and discovery. Despite the hardships, Magellan continued his journey, driven by his unyielding spirit of exploration. After a year of sailing, Magellan's fleet reached a narrow passage that would later bear his name. The Strait of Magellan, as it would come to be known, was a sliver of a sea route, a thin line of water cutting through the rugged, uncharted terrain of South America, a discovery that would change the course of navigation and world history. The passage through the strait was anything but smooth sailing. The strait itself was a treacherous maze full of swirling currents and sudden shifts in weather. The ships were battered by fierce winds, while the foggy and icy conditions added to the peril. It was a test of endurance, of man and vessel alike. The fleet was not spared from loss. The Santiago, one of the 5 ships of Magellan's fleet, was claimed by the harsh conditions, a grim reminder of the sea's unforgiving nature and a blow to the morale of the crew. Fear and doubt began to creep in among the seafarers. They questioned the journey, the leadership, and their own resolve. Their eyes saw only the hardships, their minds filled with thoughts of home, and their hearts heavy with uncertainty. Yet, amidst this rising tide of despair, one man stood resolute: Ferdinand Magellan, the Captain General, the compass that guided them. His determination was as steady as the North Star. Despite the loss, the hardship, and the growing discontent among his crew, Magellan did not waver. His eyes remained fixed on the horizon, on the promise of the unknown. His faith in the journey, in his crew, and in himself never faltered. His unyielding resolve saw them through. After 38 long and arduous days, they emerged from the strait into open waters. The sight that greeted them was an expanse of sea so calm and serene, it was as if nature herself was rewarding their perseverance. The passage through the strait was perilous, but it led Magellan's fleet into an ocean so calm they named it the Pacific. A testament to their journey, their struggles, and the indomitable spirit of exploration. Sailing across the Pacific, Magellan's fleet faced more challenges, and yet they persevered. The Pacific, vast and uncharted, was a formidable adversary. It tested the sailors' endurance and will, pushing them to their very limits. Food and water became scarce, and the crew watched as their rations dwindled day by day. Salted meat turned to sawdust in their mouths, hardtack biscuits were infested with weevils, and fresh water was more precious than gold. The crew, once robust and full of vitality, started succumbing to the harsh conditions. Scurvy, a disease caused by vitamin C deficiency, ran rampant among them. Many were lost to the unforgiving sea, their dreams of fortune and glory swallowed by the waves. But the trials did not end there. After months of sailing, they reached the Philippines, where fate had yet another test in store for them. In a tragic turn of events, Magellan met his end in the Battle of Mactan. He was struck down, not by the hardships of the journey, but by the spear of a native warrior. The loss of their leader was a devastating blow. The crew was left leaderless, their morale sinking lower than the ocean's depths. But in the face of despair, they made a decision that would etch their names into the annals of history. They chose to continue the journey, to complete what Magellan had started. Their decision was not merely about survival, but about honoring the memory of their fallen leader. They understood that the journey was bigger than any one of them, even bigger than Magellan himself. It was about the spirit of exploration, the insatiable human desire to venture into the unknown, to push the boundaries of our world. Despite losing their leader, the remaining crew members chose to continue the journey, a testament to Magellan's indomitable spirit. Magellan never completed his journey. but his legacy lives on. The captain himself may not have lived to see the final leg of his expedition, but his remaining crew members did. Under the leadership of Juan Sebastian Elcano, the voyage continued westward, ultimately completing the first circumnavigation of the globe. This monumental accomplishment forever changed our understanding of the world and our place within it. It was a feat of extraordinary courage and determination, a testament to human resilience and the unquenchable thirst for knowledge. The voyage proved that the world was round, a fact that was only theorized before Magellan's expedition. It also allowed the crew to accurately measure the Earth's circumference. This information not only revolutionized geography and navigation, but also had profound implications for astronomy and our understanding of the universe. But the circumnavigation of the globe was not the only contribution of Magellan's expedition. The journey also led to the discovery of a western route to the Spice Islands, a discovery that had significant economic implications. This new route opened up trade between the East and the West, leading to an age of unprecedented global commerce and cultural exchange. The spices, textiles, and other goods that flowed through this route enriched European markets and fueled the rise of powerful trading empires. Yet, perhaps the most enduring legacy of Magellan is the spirit of exploration and discovery that his journey embodies. His audacity to venture into the unknown, to challenge the conventional wisdom, and to persist against overwhelming odds continues to inspire generations of explorers, scientists, and dreamers. His life and his journey remind us that the human spirit is boundless, that our capacity for discovery is limitless, and that the pursuit of knowledge is a noble and worthwhile endeavor. Ferdinand Magellan's life was a testament to the human spirit of exploration and discovery, a legacy that continues to inspire us to this day.